Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita, and I am the event planner for Microsoft Reactor India. This session will run over the next 60 minutes, including Q&A. But before we begin today's session, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat section will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. So please feel free to drop all your questions in the chat section. I would now like to welcome Swami, our speaker for today's session. He is an aspirant software architect and currently works at Applied Information Sciences. He loves to learn about new technologies, but for now, I will hand over to Swami to begin the session. Let me bring him into the stream. Hi, good evening, Swami.
Good evening, Rashmita. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good, all ready for the holiday season in, so looking
Oh,
forward. But all good. I hope you are also doing good.
good, excellent. And the series is going good, and we are going to stretch this in 2025 too. So I think this is
Awesome.
the last session for this year.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
all see you
Okay.
again the next year, and this is your presentation up. There you go.
Thank you. So happy holidays, and thank you guys for joining. This is my GitHub repo and the speaker series 2024, and I just created 2025. I'll be start populating it from a week or two from now, and 2024 will be here. I was little lazy. There should be another folder with S18 with today's date, 12/17, and S18. That should be the session 18. So I will be creating shortly in a day with the documentation. So that is missing, but till 17 I created. And the code for all the AI things, I have moved it to another repo, and I'm slowly building it on top of this. But a little bit of improvements I'm making it. So we'll see those improvements. First, I want to discuss about what is that we are going to do, and then we'll come back and see this code a little in a minute or two. So let's come back and see this chapter 1, 2, and 6 is done. So now we are discussing develop natural language processing solutions with Azure AI Service. So that is this chapter. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there are 8 different units under this. So I just want to keep 8 sessions so that we can cover the concept to the core and also do the hands-on. So there are a couple of hands-on which was pending from the Python side. I'm bringing it everything into the solution. I just started bringing in, not yet done. I'm slowly bringing in. So I'm just wanted to give you that information. Now let's quickly spend a couple of minutes to see the first unit under this one. So analyze text with Azure AI language. So if I come in here, so that has got quite a few things. Here, if you see that provisioning the resource, we already did it, but we will touch upon it. Now, detect language and extract key phrases, analyze sentiment, extract entities, extract linked entities, and there is an exercise also. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Before that, I just want to quickly come and see the organization of the code, and then we will see something else also. So if I come in here, text analytics. Inside the text analytics, we have the review. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just creating this folder, text analytics. Inside this text analytics, there is a review. And here, if you see the data, it is under AOI. So it is under AOI. This is the, I just want everything to be matching with my physical folders. Okay, so now we'll see how this code is organized. It's not something new. I just took the code from the Microsoft official lab and did some small tweaks. It's nothing new. It's the same code, whatever we have it in the Microsoft official labs. Just I made few modifications. Okay, so just we will see what these are, and then we will jump in to the today's session. So it's created a reusable extensions and configurations because different chapters, whatever we have here, like chapter 1 and chapter 2, all these 6 chapters. So each of this chapter I'm giving a name, like this is NLP solutions, this is Gen AI solution. So each chapter I'm giving a project name, like this is NLP chapter and this is for Gen AI. So, and inside that, each of those sections or units, whatever these units are there, like here, if you see this unit is analyze text. So there will be one service file which exactly showcases the demo. What is the chapter? Like if you see that code generation with Azure OpenAI and RAG, I have to populate other 4 items also. So I'm just closing this, and this has got a little bit of code which is duplicate. If you see that these things are here, I will change it. But if you see, this file is being used. Now what is there here? Here it is a simple class which has got set of fields, and these fields are mapping with the app settings.json. You see whatever are the properties inside this app settings.json. So those are being filled here. So nothing fancy. It's a simple class which has got set of properties which is matching with the app settings. Like different projects will have app settings, plus or minus the same. So just created one class which will be having these values. So that's one thing. And this folder has got couple of extensions. So one is iHost extension. So this is it's going to create the it's going to create the builder. So here we see this, and inside this builder we are configuring the services. One thing is we are loading the app settings JSON file. So these JSON files, whatever we have it in this multiple projects. So each of those JSON files are the content type. So please ensure that these two JSONs, other chapters will have its own respective projects, but each of those will have the app settings file, and ensure that those are being marked as content. Copy if newer or copy always, whatever works good for you. And apart from that, we are using the secrets because all the app settings is just like a placeholder for me, but I'm depending on the secrets.json file. So that's one thing which is happening over here. And then the another important thing is we are creating an instance of this configuration file which is coming from this common DLL, and there we are binding the section with the app config. This object, we are binding it and then loading that as a singleton. The advantage of that is anytime I need the instance of this class, AZ AI service app configuration. Technically, it's an app configuration. So anytime I need it, I can inject it. So if you see here, I'm going host.services.get required services because we have already loaded it as part of the singleton. And coming here, I will be able to retrieve that. Okay, we'll see that in a minute. And another key piece is I'm calling configure services. So what is configure services is app extension. This is an service. I'll change the names. It should be use. Similarly, following the .NET naming convention, I need to change it into use. I'll do that. So here we are loading the header and footer. Two things we are doing. So apart from that, this is just I'm explaining the folder structure. We are not yet started going through the unit today's unit, but let's just see how the things are working. So now if I come and execute this, now if you see this will get populated with these values. Okay, so those values will get populated in this one. So that's pretty cool. Now let's come back to this unit. Text, analyze text with Azure AI language. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we'll go to the first one, introduction. So here we see that a lot of different things will be able to do: detect the language, analyze sentiment, and extract phrases, entities, and linked entities. It's pretty good thing. We'll see that. And provisioning the resources. First, let's see that what all the things we'll be able to do. Detecting language and key phrase extraction. Okay, so identifying the important words or phrases inside the content, and sentiment analysis, named entity recognition, and linking the entity. So linking the entity is it uses the wiki as the reference point. So whenever it finds something, it goes and hooks it up. So the advantage is advantage is if the same term is is having two different meanings. In that time, it links a proper wiki article. So we know that those things are pointing to two different things. So that will come in one of the examples. So you can see that here, those sentiment analysis, entities, and these linked entities, key phrases, language detection. And when we are creating the resources, we know that how do we create the resources? We'll again quickly come back over here. And we already saw this long ago. Maybe we would have forgotten, but I'm telling that this is a multi-service account. So let's see real quick. Azure AI services. Now, if you see, this is pretty clearly, it shows it here. And when I'm coming here, somewhere you should tell me that this is a multi-service account. So this is a multi-service account. Now, if you come and see what is that we are going to do is uh, we will be creating a single resource also. We can create a single resource also, that is language service resource. What is the difference? So when we are creating a multi-service account, and there you see that the pricing tier is S0. Right now, that is only tier we have it. So that is a paid tier. Now, if I go back to this marketplace and search for a individual service, now it's not a multi-service account. It is specifically we are speaking about language service. Now click on that, and here is the language service. Now, when I go and try to create this individual service, okay, continue. It's asking what is the intention. So now, if we come and look at the pricing tier, you can see that we have F0 as well as standard tier. Now, F0 is the free tier where we have some limitation, but for trying the service or do some quick experimentation to decide whether we are going ahead with this or not, this should be good enough for us. So the advantage of creating individual services, we will get the free tier here. I mean, if the free tier is not available, then it's definitely a standard tier. But mostly the free tiers will be available. So that is one advantage when we are talking about the provisioning the resources. So if you're trying something real quick, you please go ahead and create the free tier and experiment that before choosing the standard one. If there is no free tier, you're running short of that, then standard tier is the only way. So no other chance for that. So here the linked entities, I just want to show you real quick. And again, we'll come back because we spoke about the wiki. And here, if you see that the single term is having two different contexts. Like if you see the Venus as a planet and Venus as a goddess. So here, if you see this has got two different meanings. So if you see the word Venus has got a planet as well as goddess. So two different things are there. So when we do linking, extract the linked entities at that time, so what will happen? You see this one of the Venus, it points to that, and other Venus, it points to other one. Like we need to know that what is that we are trying to do that. Like if you're speaking about the Venus planet, that means it should link to Venus here. Here we are speaking about the planet which is in the sky. So it is linking to that Venus. Suppose if we are speaking about the goddess, here if you give this sentence, it should link it to this one. So just, I mean, we spoke about that point. Linking entities will back the facts with the wiki link. So we just thought of to spend few minutes there to check that. So we saw language detection, key phrase, sentiment analysis, named entity, and linked entity. And provisioning the resource perspective also, we have seen that we are using the multi-service account. But if we have a chance to create a free version, I mean individual service, we will have a benefit of trying that for free. I mean, if we are doing some experiment for 2 3 months or 6 months monthly, whatever the quota it is giving, if that is quite good enough for us to go ahead and complete our learning, we are very good with that. We can complete it. Okay. So detect language. Here there are little bit of rules of the games kind of thing. So we'll see that in a minute. Okay. So here we'll see that. So the score, the confidence score is important. So the confidence score will be somewhere between 0 and 1, anywhere between this number. What we see is around 90 plus, we feel very confident that, oh, okay, we can use it. And important, the document size is 520 characters. Okay. And if you see, we can give multiple things. We can give one in English. I mean, there's one document. It's kind of one document. So you see this ID and the text, and this is like giving the country US English, and to a French sentence has been given. You see that the first document it says that confidence score is 1, and again French the confidence score is 2. So that's one thing. And another thing is, if you see here, we have multiple languages which was given, like mixed language content within the same document. Like if you see in the previous example, one document, I mean, this one block is English, and the second block is French. Now, if you see this within the same block, the different languages has been given within the same block, like English, blend of English, Spanish, and French. So uses the statistical analysis of the text to determine the predominant language. Now, if you see this, maybe the Spanish thing is there here. If you see, so predominantly it is Spanish, so it is choosing the confidence score instead of sure shot giving it 1, because it's a mixed language. It says that it is 9 point whatever is the change. Okay, so that's one thing. And now if you see scenario ambiguity as a language content, so in that case it returns 0, and name and the ISO code it returns it as unknown. So here the name and ISO code Spanish, Espanol, and if you see French and ISO code it is giving here. So that those are the three important things. So let's come back, and we'll see the sample for the text analysis. This one. So this is a text analysis. We'll come back to the coding in a minute, but what we can do is after every block we can see the code. Yeah, that will be good thing. So I'll put this one here, and if you see the folder path, so the folder path is source, data, text analysis, reviews. So here, if I come in here, so it is source, data, text analysis, and reviews. There are 5 review documents. This is straight lift from Microsoft files, and that this is the second one, and this is the third and fourth, and this is fifth. Sure shot, we know that this is not in English, it's some other language. We'll see that. So what is that which is happening? We'll see the text analytics. That's the one. If I come in here and open the NuGet package, we'll come to install. So you see text analytics, that's the latest one. It's at the top. And another thing is sometimes, I mean, I get more confused. .NET framework is 8. And if at all I see any library which is 9, sometimes I confuse. Oh, is he talking that is this library going to support only .NET 9 and above? So what you have to do is anytime you select any of the package, the NuGet package, if you're in README, click on this package details and come here, and you'll be able to see that dependencies. So sometimes if it doesn't show the .NET 8 or 8 or 9, that means it is applicable. Sometimes some of those libraries, it will tag it like .NET 8 or .NET 9. So we have to be very careful when you're using any of those packages. Like, you need to ensure that your .NET framework is matching the packages. Like if you see this one here, let's try. Now this is also .NET standard. So this is fine. So sometimes it clearly says that it needs .NET 9. Sometimes it says that .NET 8. Like let's take the example of this one. Like if you see this, when I come in here, see this, what is that it is supporting? It is supporting full framework. It is supporting framework .NET 6, .NET 7, .NET 8, and .NET Standard 2 and 2.1. So some of the things which clearly says that it supports .NET 9 also. So, and sometimes it will specify only 9. It doesn't specify 8 or anything framework lesser than 876. So 6 is the standard. It's going to be, I think it's life as end of life, if I'm not wrong. But please ensure that whenever you're using any of the library, please check that what framework it supports. Suppose if you select here, even though I select the this library, it supports .NET 8. That means we can quickly come back and check. Okay, our solution or our particular project is 8, and the NuGet package which we are using it supports 8 or less. So this is good. So please ensure that we are doing that. So that's one simple thing. I just wanted to give some info. So that's the only package which we needed. And this one I'm using as a static. So that means throughout my solution, wherever I need to use anything from the console, I don't need to specify console.console. Because the console, I specified it here as a use static. So all I can do is come back and directly write write line. Instead of, see this, technically it is console.writeLine because I already specified in the CS proj, it will be not needed to do it. And another very important thing is, if you come back to obj debug, and within this you will find a uh, global using file. Please come back and click on that global using here. So that will be under obj debug.net 8. You will have this global using, I mean the project name dot global usings G for generated CS. Now when you double click that, so you can see whatever we have specified, it will be taken care and it becomes part of the generation. That means the framework or whoever is generating this file, now whatever we specify as part of the CS proj, inside the CS proj we specified that use this particular class as static. So while the global usings file is being generated, so the framework will take care of adding this particular instruction from the CS proj into the usings file. So that is very, very important. Whenever you want to do, whether you want to use this static or whether you want to alias it or whether you want to remove, if I don't want threading tasks, I can specify that remove. So when you specify these instructions, so while generating the global usings, it is going to take the instructions which we specify in the CS proj into consideration. It generates this one, and this is very, very important. So whenever you want to give these kind of specific instructions, please drop it in the CS proj file. Write it here, so that becomes part of the framework kind of thing. Or it comes and reads these instructions and says that, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. Okay, it will do it. Okay, that's the only thing. And rest everything is simple. We'll see step by step how we are progressing. So we just created the host builder, and the host builder, how this works is, first we are saying that get host builder. That means it will come and hit this host builder. It loads the app setting JSON and the user secrets, and then it uses this file and reads the secrets.json or app settings.json and populates this class, adds it as a singleton, and configure service. Configure service is again an extension method where we are loading the header and footer. So that process is clear. That's what it's happening here in this first line. And these three lines, we are retrieving those services from the host services. Those three services are coming in. And here, I'll close this. In the services, because this is the first unit, we are having one class with a this method. Okay. So here in this method, first we are verifying if at all these two properties are not there, then we are throwing in, returning out of this. And here we are creating the Azure credentials and the URI. And this is where we are creating the text analytics. We are passing the endpoint and credentials. And now we are giving the folder reference. This is the folder path. And then we are getting the directory info for this particular folder path. And we are traversing it through all the text files. And then each of the text file, we are reading the text file, and then we are creating the detect language. You see this in the detect language text analytics client. This is AI client. It's not AI client. Technically, it's a text analytics client. I will change it while we are here. I'll rename this. Now, text analytics client. Now it is more readable. Text analytics client dot detect language, and we pass this. So if you see this, that just accept the document, and additionally you can see that it is asking for country int, and that detects the language. Let's see this this piece. What I'll do is, for the time being, I will block rest of the code just for the time being, so that it will be easy for us to see what is that it is doing. So it comes and start reading. This is the first file, review text one, and we see language is detected as English. Now I'll continue. Now language is detected is English. I mean, we are spitting out the entire content also. This is again English, and the fourth document is also English. Let's see the fifth document. Fifth document is French. That's a French. That's the first piece which we are doing is text text analytics. Okay, let me keep it over here. So let's go to the second piece in the game is the extract phrases. I mean, we can use the even with this text analytics, we can use the Postman scripts and Python, which I'll bring it by the next session. For this session, let's stick to the C# because as I'm doing too many things, bringing the Python version, reorganizing the content, little bit of stuff which is going on over here. So I'll just stay myself, stick to the game plan, just focus on this section on C#. Next thing is extract key phrases. So this is very important to identify some of the key pieces. And again, the rules of the game is this one, like each of this block is 5120. That's the limit of the characters. Now you can see this two pieces of information has been given. Now when it is extracting change and the world, these are the two key phrases from this. And from this one, miles, single step, and journey. So the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So those are the two things which it is retrieving. So let's come back and see that piece in action. So if I come back to this one and uncomment this, so we see this one text analytics. We are passing the same text which we passed to, which we passed it to the detect language. We are passing it to the analyze sentiment. Okay, so sentiment analysis, it is coming in over here. Let's see that. um, what is it is going to do. It first spits out, then it made two calls. One is to the language detection and one is to the sentiment. So let's click on that. And second one, now that we know, I mean, if we need, we'll come back. But let's complete it. All the five. We see that here. See, this is the old hotel has been announced, and bit old. Like, require changing. The internet did not work, and had to come to one of their office rooms to check. So these are some of the problems the reviewer faced it. So it clearly says that sentiment is negative. Here it says it's positive, and here maybe they have the mixed feeling. So it says mixed, and here it's positive. And here also there is some of the rules of the game, so which we will understand now. So when we come back to this one, I think here is the one which we are. This is detect language. And here, yes, here in the sentiment analysis, see here it says that whether it is positive, negative, or possibly neutral or mixed. And somewhere they have mentioned the rules of this when it is considered, where it is mentioned. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Here itself it clearly mentions if it is somewhere it mentions it. I read this document. Let's see. This one. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is what I was searching for. Yeah, these rules. So what did we missed? Just give me a minute. Oh, key phrases that will come next. Okay, so that was my confusion. Sorry for that, guys. So first was language detection. Second was sentiment analysis. In fact, sentiment analysis was the next piece. So the extract key phrases. So this has to be here. So let me reorganize the code. And anyways, we jumped the line and we saw that what the sentiment analysis does. And this is the rules for the sentiment analysis. Let's read that and then come back over here. When we are analyzing the sentiment analysis, you can see that positive, neutral, and negative each are having a little bit of score here, but the rules are here. If all the sentences are neutral, overall the sentiment is neutral. So if you see inclusive of positive, neutral, overall sentiment is positive, because positive is it's positive and neutral, so it's taking positive. And similarly, negative and neutral, it takes negative. Now, if it includes positive and negative, then it is mixed. So we are seeing four pieces. So one is neutral, one is positive, one is negative, and mixed when the sentence or the paragraph has got the mixed feelings of positive and negative. So we have seen fifth unit. Let's go back to the key phrases. So key phrases also we are seeing here. let's put a breakpoint. And here, if you see key phrase extract, now we got phrases, and there are 24 phrases. So it is traversing through that. So we can go and do a quick watch of that, and all this 24, and there's no warnings, and the capacity. It's like just a list list of items. So key phrase collection. It's a collection of items. And now I'm going ahead, and we'll see here. So each and everything it is displaying. So let's come and quickly see. So here in friends, it has extracted hotel and the. I think this is an estate or street. I don't know, but there's a hotel name and Percy and Chambers. It's positive. This is a mixed feeling, and there are a lot of key phrases in that, and here also mixed key phrases. This is negative, but still it's extracting the hotel name and sentiment analysis. So this can be very easy, even though the reviews are, I mean, whatever the review files are very small. But if you see uh, from the real use case perspective, we can watch on a particular hashtag on Twitter, and whenever someone tweets, we on a particular hashtag we can get the entire tweet and give it to the simple program, whatever we wrote it as a worker processing, and we can do the sentiment analysis, and we can put this text and the AI analyzed, and then we can give it for a manual review. If someone wants, they can go, and even if it is a mixed or neutral, but they want to override saying that, oh, this is a positive review, we got it, they can do it. But it's like entire solution or a bigger solution. But this really helps. Whatever we are doing is small pieces, but if you take that small pieces and look it from a big picture perspective, then we'll know that even a simple piece here can help us. Like we have a bigger document that we broke into 5,000 characters, and then quickly do a sentiment analysis. Maybe we have 50,000 characters. Like can consider as a 10 documents, put it as part of the 10 documents, and make one call of this entire text, or loop it and make the call pretty quickly. Within a second or two, we'll get the key phrases extracted from that 50,000 characters, or we can quickly detect the sentiment analysis within those 50,000 characters, maybe 100,000, 200,000, any number of. Within minute, it goes and scans it and extract the key phrases as well as does the sentiment analysis. On top of that, we can do a manual override. So we have completed the provisioning. We spoke about the multi-service account as well as single service. Detect language we have seen, key phrase extract we have seen, and sentiment analysis also we have seen. If it is neutral, neutral, positive and neutral, positive, negative and neutral, negative, and positive and negative, that is mixed. So that is what we have seen, the rules of the game. Positive and negative means it's mixed, neutral means neutral, positive and neutral, positive is taking precedence, and negative and neutral, negative is taking precedence over this. And extract entities, these are pretty, again, maybe 200, 300,000 characters are there. We want to quickly find out how many places different emails are there, or what kind of organization or what locations it has been specified. Is there any date and time which was specified in this one? Maybe the legal documents or whatever it is. But we want to know that is there any date and time mentioned, or how many people has been named in this legal document, and what all the locations which were named and their email addresses or any URL references. It is very easy if we run this simple 3 lines of code or 4 5 lines of code, whatever it is, excluding the mustaches. It is just one line, two, three, four, and five. Within 5 lines, we can recognize the entities. So let's quickly see about this one. Let me come back over here. So you see, we have given this document, and also please see what is the latest, how many characters it supports, and we see even here it is giving the confidence score, even though it is categorizing that as a person, but the confidence score is low. 6.62 is definitely low. And London, it says that 0.88. Okay, I'm feeling, I mean, whatever I'm saying, 62 is low is my personal opinion. Again, I'm telling here, whatever Joe, it's categorizing as person. I feel 62 as low. This is my personal opinion. Okay. So this I feel good about this. Here Saturday, and again it is categorizing as date and time. See, those are very important pieces. Like imagine this one is just a single line. Joe went to London on Saturday, and imagine this particular sentence as buried inside a 20 pages document. Now, for us to go through this 20 pages of document to find out where did go Joe go on Saturday, it takes a lot of time if I have to scan those 20 pages. Now, if I break it into multiple documents and give it for this analysis, it will clearly pick up this and give us this result saying that, hey, Joe went to London on Saturday. Clearly, we'll find this. So let's see that over here. So let me execute that. So each of this section I have painted it in a different color so that it will be easy for us to read. I'm a little bit fancy. It's not fancy, just I named it so that at least we know what is that we are doing. So one thing we can read, not all. Here, this we have seen, the key phrases we have seen, the sentiment is positive, and entity is pretty clear. Like see this location, and this is the places, and here date and time, and person type, staff, person type. Okay, stay is an event, and Indian is a skill. Fish is a product, room is a location, kitchen. So at least this is giving us a pretty good information without even we going much deep into the documents. I mean, right now, if we see that the documents are very small. If you see right now, the documents are very small. Imagine this itself is buried inside a 20 pages, 30 pages, or 100 pages document. Having this kind of analysis to find out what other countries or what other places has been marked, it will be very important for us to do this kind of quick scan and look into those locations. Here if you see in the coding, if I come back over here in the category, it says that the category is location. So we can say that just I want to scan what all the locations which are mentioned in this 100 pages document, and scan it, give it to the text analysis, and I can filter these these entities based on the category, and that category you can see that of this type, whether it is a person or person type or location, organization, event, product, skill, date, time, phone number, email, IP address, quantity, address. There are different uh, categories are there. Let's assume that inside the same 100 pages document, some of the suspicious IPs has been tagged and someone created a document. For us, it will be easy. Just do a text analysis of this 100 pages of document and traverse the in the for loop, traverse all the entities and filter it by category by IP address. Clean. Within the 100 pages, if there are 500 IP addresses, it will be very easy to run this 5 lines of code and get all the IP addresses. It's as easy as that. And let's check this other section. Extract linked entities. This is very interesting thing. As I was mentioning, the same word is pointing to different concepts based on the context. So here, when it is saying sky, oh, this is very good thing. Why don't we add this inside the review one? And so why are we struggling? Inside this review one, I add this, and I'll add this one also. Now let's see that. Is it pointing? That's a good thing. Why are we struggling? Okay, so let me quickly analyze that. So here itself it displays. So this is the text. Venus. Okay, so that's the Venus. This mythology. And it took only one linked entities. It should pick up the second one also. This is the first one. It picked it up. Here, I saw Venus shining in the sky. Do we need to give a double quotes? Let's try this. Maybe we didn't figure it out. But still, it gave only this. I'm not happy. Let's give one more shot. Okay, it picked up just a Venus. So we'll do one more thing. Now, the first piece, which we'll cut it from here and put it in this one. Let's see. So there it should be mythology. Here it should be mythology, and in the second, oh no, wrong. We cut the first piece. So it is sky. So it should be just the first one. It should be just the first one. It shouldn't be two things. Let me kill this. I'm a little confused whether it's clearing the screen or not. Let's see this now. So this is Venus, the goddess. When it says goddess, it is mythology. When it says, what is that? It says, I saw Venus shining in the sky. Now it should point to this one. When it says that in the sky, it should point to this link. But for some reason, it is pointing whenever we say Venus, it's pointing to the goddess, the mythology one. But I think we might be missing something. Let's see that in the next episode, because anyways we need to cover the .NET, the Python and Postman scripts also for this one. I'll get that, but we followed the same code and the same file. So we will come back to do this Python piece in the next episode. Okay. So that's it from my side. Thanks for joining. Rashmita, back to you.
Thank you so much, Swami, for this hosting this session, and thank you all for joining us today. Please visit Microsoft Reactor website for more upcoming sessions. Also, we would appreciate your feedback on today's session, as it will help us to curate future session. Please scan the QR code and do share your feedback. Today's event ID is 24295. Thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Happy holidays.